What up, guys? Today we have the heavy bolt pistol with the power sword, and I finally hit Prestige 2 with my Bulwark. And I'm honestly getting pretty close to Prestige 3 as well. And honestly, Purity of Purpose is a very, very good perk that has been going a very far way. Focus Restoration, also, the team perk where you can get some armor back, really helps out. Just feeling a little bit tankier in some of these situations. I just think it's really nice that I can help out my teammates, even being far away. Now, Masterful Defense. This is the prestige perk that I went with for my second ranking. And what this is supposed to do is essentially just make the cooldown for Banner a little bit faster. You get a 1% cooldown reduction whenever you basically use your shield against ranged targets. That was kind of a funny sniper situation there. I kind of just tanked that shot pretty fast. And now with this team, we do have a tactical and a heavy. Now we are an absolute as well. So I am a little bit under-leveled for this difficulty, but honestly, Bulwark is really, really good at the moment. Just dropping the banner here, getting some extra damage from the banner, and then obviously getting extra damage than what we were used to with the heavy bolt pistol. The heavy bolt pistol definitely helps out. It packs a big punch, so having this weapon for Bulwark has honestly felt very, very good. And overall, the power sword is obviously everyone's favorite melee weapon at the moment. Everyone really enjoys the power sword. I have been enjoying the power sword as well. And honestly, I can never get enough of this Dark Angels champion skin for Bulwark. They did such a good job for this. Along with the fact, the power sword looks very cool with it. But yes, overall, we have a lot of DPS with this team. It feels like when I'm leveling Bulwark, I'm getting I feel like I'm getting a lot of DPS because I am using, Purity of Purpose and, basically just taking advantage of the difficulty scaling there. And I will say, hey, Prestige 2 Bulwark is definitely capable of, basically punching up in difficulties. As you can see here, I'm basically, level 13, level 12, maybe level 14, something like that. And I'm able to, impact Absolute in a very positive way. No matter what, Bulwark has Banner. And nobody's going to say no to some free armor. So it's honestly very helpful that the Banner has utility pretty early on in the leveling with Bulwark. So, overall, leveling with Bulwark has felt pretty good. Especially considering I am an absolute, and I'm, Prestige 2 Masterful Defense does a lot to help you feel a little bit, it does a lot to sustain you. You can drop Banner more often, so you're able to, refill armor more often. In turn, you kind of feel a bit tankier, which feels very, very good. And yeah, you can see here with the power sword, I'm kind of jumping all over the place. I do have a guardian relic here, so if I need it, I can definitely just, refill my health with contested health and obviously res myself. But I feel like the fact that the guardian relic kind of gives you some contested health is kind of, very, very helpful. And it's always something you need to prepare for. So the heavy bolt pistol is actually really good to get your contested health back. So if you go down with the Guardian Relic, make sure you have a good enemy to pinpoint. But yes, those are zone thropes here. Now, this is a pretty tough situation for the team. I'm pretty low. The heavy looks pretty low here. Obviously, they look pretty low. They have one sliver of health left. And then the tactical. The tactical does have a mortal wound. But luckily, now zoanthropes are a little bit less of a pain for Bulwark because of the heavy bolt pistol. I've said before, I don't think Bulwark has a bad build right now, and I do jump in between the plasma pistol and the heavy bolt pistol quite often, but the heavy bolt pistol on Bulwark just feels so good. And I am really enjoying the power sword lately. The power sword has felt very, very good. But Nothing, honestly, nothing really beats the gun strikes for the heavy bolt pistol right now. So the heavy bolt pistol with a fencing power sword, they pair really, really well together. And yeah, that shock area of effect right there for the parry also kind of helps out. Now, yes, I do drop banner here because I am low health. I want to try my best to make it to the boss fight with the Guardian Relic here. And there I'm trying to get headshots on a enraged target. And, you know, sometimes enraged targets can be a pain, but luckily, again, heavy bolt pistol, great weapon on Bulwark right now. So if you haven't tried it out yet, definitely try it out. I want to try out the bolt pistol as well. You know, it has been buffed recently, so I definitely want to try that out. But yeah, I just been enjoying. I just been enjoying the heavy bolt pistol too much recently, dude. It feels so good. Boom. Yep. See right there, overkill. That is an overkill on a parry gun strike, and honestly, the shock field does do a little bit. Oh yeah, here we're getting jumped on by some extremists, and unfortunately, we are kind of stuck here fighting this one. Getting at this point in the operation is pretty good, at least for the PPS. When we were getting to this point, it felt pretty good. But it can happen where you just get into a big fight here, and sometimes it can definitely leave you with some, you know, less resources than than you would have. Like, honestly, this, right here, I was kind of afraid. That's why I jumped into that. I was afraid of losing resources for the boss fight. I didn't want to lose the Guardian Relic, so I was like, you know what, let's just jump in here. And honestly, I wasn't too sure what my teammates were cooking with as well, so I just figured I'd do us a favor here. Yeah, you never know, you never know what happens in those fights. That zone throw could have definitely left us using a stim or something, so I wanted to make sure we, conserve our resources for this boss fight. So yeah, definitely just jumping into that one. Now, I was going for a pretty greedy power whirl right there against the Trygon Prime, which is pretty wild, but we honestly start off this boss fight pretty well. The heavy bolt pistol is pretty good from, far range. Right there, we're chipping down his health a little bit, but the benefits from using this weapon definitely comes with the parries and the gun strikes. Making sure I take my time with the dodge there. Dodging those dive attacks, you definitely have to be careful. The Trygon Prime can be tricky. It can definitely be tricky, but I am enjoying this boss fight so much. And I definitely am impressed with how fast we were able to take out the Trygon Prime with that event. But that was a little bit ago, and it's honestly, I'm curious to see how many times we've defeated the Trygon Prime in total. Maybe for the month, maybe we hit like 1 million. That would have been pretty crazy. But yeah, right there, you can see the damage stacking up really heavy with purity of purpose, with the good gun strike, with my teammates' focus, and now the Trygon Prime is pretty low. The Trygon Prime is still going to survive for quite a bit, unfortunately, because we are going through this Melta situation, and I think, I forget what really happens here, but it takes us quite a bit to get this boss fight done, even though I was able to land a huge banner. And I'm also curious, I do have a question for you guys. I hope somebody in the comments knows. But yeah, let's say if we use Purity of Purpose, would that actually count towards your range damage? Getting the damage from your banner with an area of effect, basically a layer of damage on your banner. It's kind of interesting to think, like, how, if it does count for range damage, I'm curious to see what my range damage stats would look like without it recently, because I swear, Purity of Purpose has been carrying me when it comes to dealing with mobs. And Masterful Defense definitely made me feel a little bit more comfortable about just using banners whenever I really wanted. I did get a few banners off in this operation. I really haven't been using banner for Icon recently. Pretty much, if I do have Icon, it's kind of nice, and I definitely use it. But in this, in this absolute operation, I do not have Icon, and I basically just use banner in a way that deals damage, and it feels really fun to just, kind of place down banner just for the mere fact of, hey, you know what? We might need banner in this fight. It's not really about healing. It's just about supporting my teammates with what I can. So it honestly feels really fun to just get in some, high difficulty operations, low level bulwark without banner, And it's been fun to kind of see how your teammates kind of react to it and to see how strong Purity of Purpose is, to be completely honest. It just makes you appreciate certain perks. But yeah, as you can see here, we do get over 10,000 damage. The heavy almost gets to 20,000 range damage. But yeah, I was able to get a lot of range damage, so that's pretty much why I'm curious to see how Purity of Purpose affects that. But overall, oh, it was a level 8 Bulwark into level 14. Wow, I was very low level for that. Purity of Purpose, man. Holy cow.